This is Spare Parts, your show for all things motorsports. With your hosts, Stephen Cleary, Sean Cavarella, and Taylor Moore.
Hear that music?
Welcome to Spare Parts. I'm your host, Stephen.
And I'm Sean. Man, that feels weird.
Yeah, right?
Yeah.
And we did it backwards. We're missing one.
Yeah, we've substituted Taylor this week with the cat Toothless.
Toothless, what are your thoughts on Ferrari's strategy during the Hungarian Grand Prix?
I think he's about to throw up, so I think that kind of sums it up right there. Thank you, Toothless.
That is pretty accurate. Thank you. Good job.
Okay.
Yep, because that also made me want to throw up.
Yeah, that was.
Yeah.
Okay. Before we get into
also, I was just say if you're wondering where Taylor is, that is currently what she is doing. For the last, what was it now, 36 hours or so? Not because of COVID, just because of Ferrari as a thing.
Yeah, that's why she couldn't be on this one, is because she is still in a pit of despair.
Yep.
So she'll be back after we find her and probably feed her a bunch of alcohol to make her happy. But yeah, so this week, just me and you, Stephen.
Kid stable, no supervisors.
Yes, we don't have Taylor, who is usually the better influence on us, so kind of fuck shit up.
Yep.
How was your week? How have you been?
Do we want to say it?
Oh yeah, we can go into that completely.
Yeah, we both got COVID.
Yeah, I was a fucking.
We've been
Oh god.
Oh, you know what I should have done was
What?
just put indoors on a loop for the last 5 days.
What is indoors?
I don't know, some like the SpongeBob singing indoors.
Oh.
I would do my own rendition, but I don't want to deafen everybody.
Yeah, please don't. I would appreciate that myself.
So I will also defer to the penny, but we don't have those. So
So yeah, we got COVID. I got my ass kicked by it.
I had no symptoms.
Yeah, fuck you. I've been fucking dying the last 5 days.
Unicorn.
I'm now finally getting better. So.
Well, good job.
Yeah, it only took a while. It allowed me to stay inside and watch racing all weekend. So.
Yeah,
can't complain too much.
And of all the weekends to do it, this was probably the best one.
I'm not gonna lie, it was pretty good.
Yeah.
And then on top of that, having COVID, I'm also having to move. So this is the last week recording in this office. So I gotta basically pack up this fucking desk, including this 49-inch monitor I have. So that's gonna be fun. Odds something gets broken in transit, 100%.
Probably. I mean, you're giving it to the most responsible guy, right?
No?
Well, whose fault is that?
I blame space. There's not enough of it.
Okay. Yeah.
So
But they're infinite galaxies.
Yes. I'm not falling for your...
Don't. We'll do the full 10 minutes.
I know. I'm not going into that one.
Start. Pick a series. Let's start.
I think we should start with the F1 because that was kind of the real news one of the week. First you have Vettel announcing his retirement.
Oh, Jesus.
Sorry. Vettel getting an Instagram, and then proceeding to announce his retirement.
Ooh.
Yeah, that
extreme
was
happiness, extreme sadness.
Yeah, what are your thoughts on Vettel retiring before we hop into everything? Because that was really the big news going into the weekend.
It's not really surprising, I guess, right? No matter if he continued or retired, I feel like he's sort of at that point in his career where it doesn't surprise you at all. If he wants to be, Fernando Alonso driving into his 40s, sure, go for it. If he said, you know what, I'm done with this, I don't want to do this anymore, I'm taking a step away, it's not a surprise, I don't think, right? And now is about the time that you would expect some sort of announcement like this. This is when we got Kimmy's roughly last year, right? So
if he was fighting consistently in the points each week, is he making this announcement?
Maybe not. I don't know. It depends. Again, like he cited a lot of his reasoning being, he's been one of the few champions on the grid of sustainability, and he's like, yeah, I don't like how F1 wastes so many resources for sport. He said he wants to spend more time with family, so he gave the usual retirement reasons. If there was still a bit of a lack of competitive fire is what usually does most athletes in. So, not having that competitiveness and sort of seeing like, if we're going to be like at best a mid-pack team for the next little bit, why am I going to stick around?
Yeah, that's very true. Like I feel okay for the person Sebastian Vettel. I am incredibly happy he gets to leave on his own terms.
Yep.
He's gotten to a point in the sport where he is kind of he can choose what he wants to do.
Yes.
On the other hand, I'm kind of sad because I feel the grid is less without Vettel.
He is the grid dad.
But not even like grid dad, but he is such a good champion. He is a good competitor. He's always been a guy who is just been a good driver in F1 for over a decade.
Yep.
And him being off the grid is kind of like, wow, that's a real kick in the gut. Because like growing up for me, it was Schumacher watching. And it was really Vettel that kind of came in to be the next bad guy of this series. But he didn't start as a bad guy, right? Like, Vettel is the Darth Vader of F1. Came in, starry-eyed kind of kid. Everyone kind of liked him. Then he fell to the dark side. Everyone became the villain.
Yeah.
And kind of had his redemption and is now kind of going out on his own terms.
Yep. Did you see the clip of that I sent you from 2010 of the BBC doing a preseason prediction and David Coulthard saying, "Yeah, I think Red Bull is going to be the world constructor champion," and everyone laughed at him. And then, all right, who's your pick? So we shouldn't give you a pick of who your driver's champion is going to be after you said Red Bull. Red Bull's not going to win. Who's your driver? Sebastian Vettel. And then he got laughed off stage again. And then that's when Vettel won his championship.
I know the clip you're talking about, and I've seen that one in the past. I think that is such a funny one because it is amazing how no one saw the rise of Red Bull coming, of like the pundits at the time.
Yep.
And like it kind of makes you think which one of like the midfield teams in F1 will be the next Red Bull to make that jump that will finally surprise everyone. I don't know if it's coming.
It's a little difficult to see right now.
Yeah. But Vettel did come out of nowhere. He won 4 in a row. He had some of the most dominant championships. He has some of the best drives. And Multi 21 is an all-time moment.
Yep.
But as a guy who I think sees the writing on the wall, is not on a very good team, I can understand where it's like, well, if I'm going to talk the talk about all this sustainability and everything that, I stand for now, fine, I'll walk away. And I don't think Vettel has anything left to prove. He has done it all. And I personally think that if he is going to retire, I hope he doesn't come back. I hope this isn't a Alonso retirement where 2 years later he's back in. Or a Schumacher retirement, same thing. Like a couple years later he's back in. You're done? You're done.
Yep.
Be the champion you want to be off the track. Don't come back and just pedal around somewhere for the fun of it.
He should come back for one race next season.
What?
Just any race, doesn't matter. Do you know why?
I have no idea. Where are you going with this?
I believe someone did the math on this. if he doesn't miss a race for the rest of the season, he will end his career with 299 races.
I thought it was at 300.
You know what? Here, let's just do some quick math.
How many races are left in the season?
9, I believe.
Is it 9?
Believe so.
Then he has 299 race starts, but he's been entered in 300 Grand Prix.
So that's maybe what it was. He
Yeah.
needs to start one race next year or something. Someone make it happen. Come on.
No, I'm okay. I'm okay if he doesn't, really. 299 is a good number.
Lance
Like-
Stroll needs to catch COVID for a week.
Might happen.
And Vettel just happens to be right at the track, so he doesn't spend any extra resources getting there.
I don't know. I could see Vettel coming back maybe for a race, but I don't want him to, is my point, right?
Yeah.
I would rather him stay gone. But hey, that was the big bombshell that started off the week. And then Ferrari dropped a bomb on Sunday. Do you want to talk about that now?
Yeah. Well, not a good bomb. That's for sure.
Bombed their season pretty much.
Yeah. We'll go over the full standings since we are technically at midway.
Yeah. Now the summer break's happening for F1. We might get a lot of silly season news, which I guess we can talk about also after the race. We can talk about who filled in Vettel's seat. But yeah, so Hungarian Grand Prix this week.
Surprise pole sitter.
Surprise pole sitter. Okay, so it's Friday. Really was a focus on. I think the storyline was very much Sebastian Vettel, right?
Yep.
Leaving. Saturday we had rain, which meant crazy FP3 with Nicholas Latifi coming, the GOAT himself, coming in P1 at FP3. Do you know the fucking odds on that you could have bet on?
Probably insane, and no one would have bet on it.
It was like 50,000 to 1.
That would be hilarious. But what indicator would there have been that he was gonna just randomly throw down a purple sector?
A purple lap. He was fastest in freaking practice.
That's what I mean. A purple sector, let alone a full lap.
It was, yeah. That is one of those things where motherfucker.
Yep. And then he promptly followed that up by finishing Q20 or P20 and being bounced in Q1 again. So,
I'm pretty sure in qualifying he set a purple sector and qualified 20th.
As only he can do.
Yeah. So qualifying, though, the big story of qualifying was Red Bull sucked. They were
not good.
No, they had no pace. They had some kind of car gremlin, and they started 11th and 10th. And you then had George Russell making a amazing qualifying performance, what we've come to expect from him, but haven't seen too much this year. And he puts it on pole for his first pole. With
no purple sectors.
Yeah. So we come in.
That was the surprising part.
So we come into Sunday expecting, okay, it's Hungary, difficult track to overtake. It's a cooler weather, so chance of rain. We're expecting Ferrari versus Mercedes, possibly. See where that ends up, yeah. And what we get was totally not that.
The Ferrari first stints were really good. After that, I don't know what words used to describe it. You know it's bad when the rival teams are laughing at your strategy in the cool-down room?
Yeah. So, okay, let's go over what happened in terms of the Ferrari race. So, it started off Ferrari 2-3, chasing down Russell. Ferrari started on
Mediums.
Russell started on softs.
Yep.
Soft tire was the tire to be on. I think if you started mediums, you got screwed.
Yeah. A little bit.
Because for some reason, so many guys tried to go to the hards. And that was shown over and over again to not be the tire. So yeah, quickly, the Ferraris kind of caught up to Russell, and it looked early on by the first kind of pit stops that Ferrari had the advantage. And at this point also, Verstappen was coming through the field. He was looking pretty strong. But you could still see that, okay, the Ferraris are definitely the faster car today. So Ferrari went what? Medium?
Medium. Yep. Medium.
And then they decided on their second stop, we're going to go hard tire.
With Leclerc, who stopped after Sainz, had younger tires. Yeah, I don't get it.
Well, they covered off Russell's pit stop with Sainz at the time, which I also didn't understand. Like when Russell stopped first, Sainz also stopped. The confusing thing there was you should have kept them going longer because they were already on the mediums, and we saw guys taking the mediums, I think, like 25 laps.
Yeah.
And at a track where track position is so key, because it's Hungary, it's Monaco with the barriers, yada yada, all that shit they always say. Why Ferrari just wanted to? And like it seems like it's one of those things where it's like we're gonna pit Sainz to cover off Russell to guarantee Leclerc is the number one car. So
okay, makes sense. I like your thinking so far.
I don't, because Leclerc is already in front, so just let it happen. But no, we have to keep Sainz and Leclerc. We have to make sure that Leclerc is number one golden boy. Make him happy. So that's that situation. But then when it comes to Leclerc's second stop, and they throw the hards on, because according to Ferrari, this was what they said. They believe that... Whoop, hit the mic, my bad. Ferrari believed that their simulation showed the hard tires would come in. If you used your eyes, you could see every team that tried the hard tire, they did not come in. It was driving with freaking rocks in your car. Why Ferrari has the damn hubris to say, no, I don't need to trust the data or what my eyes say. I'm going to trust what we believe.
Yeah, it hasn't worked for anyone else, but it might work for us. Literally a scene out of Arrested Development.
It's that arrogance that's like, really, Ferrari? Are you that stupid?
Yes. Well, this season they have proven many times they are that stupid.
So, what Ferrari should have done, if that was your choice, if you were going to go, okay, we're going to go in the hards, I always would just question why. Hards works, great. You're there to the end. We've seen that it hasn't worked. So what if it doesn't work? What's your plan then? Well, if it doesn't work, we'll bring them in and go to softs. So essentially you're going to give up 30, 40 seconds of time because you got your tires wrong? Why not just go softs right away, and you either can gain time on that tire and know you're going to put another set of softs on after that, maybe go 2 softs, or you just go soft medium or something like that.
They should have, realistically, everyone knew coming into this was probably going to be a 2-stopper. Right?
For some people it was a 3, Leclerc.
Yep. So why are you pigeonholing yourself into a strategy where you have to make a choice between a shitty tire that doesn't work or a tire that will not last all the way to the end of the race?
Take the one that at least works.
Yep. You throw the sauce on, try and run it as long as you can, and then go medium and just stretch both of those out, which probably would have worked. Or you go medium and say stretch it as long as you can for both of the first two stints, and then you're going to run the softs home.
And like you said,
I don't
the hards were not the tire, and everyone knew it. Even in the cool down room, when they were like, "Wait, they were on hards," and they all chuckled about it. Like, yeah, they were. Yeah. You know something is just completely wrong within your organization, within your team. Something needs to change at Ferrari. I believe the answer is fire Matteo Binotto in the fucking sun. Arriva Bene got fired for less.
Yeah. And he was, semi-competent.
Arriva Bene got fired because Vettel choked his last two championship bids against Hamilton. Yeah. But they weren't the number one car on the grid that year. They were the second. And they were challenging the top guys. The Ferrari is probably the best damn car on this grid. And yet
they're making it the fourth best.
Yeah. Consistently, they're shooting themselves in the foot to be the third team in the third team in this championship. It is amazing to watch.
Yep.
As someone who's here for pure chaos, and like to wave my little green flag every now and then for like Aston, not jumping off that. I can. There is not a more self-destructive team out there than Ferrari.
No. It is hilarious to watch.
But anyway, it was fun to see Max kind of drive through the field though. And on a track that's historically hard to pass, there was a lot of passes this race.
Yeah, and I think it's partially due to the weird Hungary thing where it's one detection zone, but two activation zones for DRS.
Yes. Because you
that
got
helps
straight and into two.
Yep, and then you get the boost out of two, even if you are passed, which is where we saw a lot of moves coming in, or even attempts at moves. A lot of like Charles, when he wasn't on the hards, made moves to the outside, made it stick, compromised the inside line, and then had DRS to help finish off the move.
I was going to even I think the DRS, the two zones, one detection helps. But I feel like the bigger thing is just the tires. You had such a distinct difference between soft, hard, and mediums at this race. And with the cooler temperatures, it just worked.
Yep.
And you had guys in different pace. You had comers and goers. Guys who were trying one stops. Guys who were trying two. I think the Alpines, they successfully did the one stop.
Where is Alonso? Yeah, they were trying both, I think, on it. And they both went hard for their first ones. I don't see the tire choice on. But anyways, yeah. They tried.
Well, yeah.
And that should have been, should have been the sign for Ferrari not to do that.
Yeah. Yeah. Verstappen, good race, good drive to the field. Little spin and win.
Yep.
Drops the car.
Point. He's literally just doing style points on these fuckers.
Yeah.
Just have a casual spin, race back in front of my teammate, and then pass Russell 3 laps later.
Yeah. Hamilton, good P2. Russell, good P3. Got me some tidy money on that one. I had Russell podium midweek. That was nice.
Very nice.
And I also bet any different TriCast, and that was surprisingly good odds. Because going into the race, the TriCast was just anything Leclerc, anything Sainz. I'm it's going to be neither of those two. Anything else. And it was.
Yep, because Ferrari gonna Ferrari.
Yeah. But for an actual Hungarian Grand Prix, they've been pretty entertaining the last few years.
Yeah, the only thing we were missing this year was the bowling alley turn 1.
I mean, if we had the rain, you know that would have happened.
Oh yeah.
And remember like a couple years ago when the rain always came 5 minutes after the race?
Yep.
We got back to that.
Yep. Fantastic. NASCAR move your starts up. F1 back it up like 20 minutes.
Yeah. So Verstappen, Hamilton, Russell, solid podium. Kind of getting used to it at this point, I guess.
Yep.
Sainz 4th. Good job, Ferrari, for protecting your number 1 driver. Oh wait, wrong one. Sorry, my bad. Perez 5th and Leclerc 6th because.
Yep.
Yeah.
Good drive from Perez.
How do you, again, I just want to get this joke in there also. How do you think everyone's doing at Ferrari today, walking to work with a bullet hole in it?
Jesus.
No? Because they shot themselves in the foot?
Yeah, no.
Okay.
It'd be funnier if they weren't all on summer break.
Yeah, that's true.
Like, Leclerc probably was like, screw a debrief, I'm just out of here.
Yeah.
See ya at Spa.
Lando Norris continuing his run of best of the rest, 7th position. Good for him.
He was Yep, he was quiet. He was fine.
Then you got the Alpines 8, 9. They had a little tasty little battle in there too.
They did, and it sort of screwed them over. And everyone was praising. I don't really get this. Everyone was praising Ricciardo for making the move, but I think Ocon just sort of screwed over Alonso.
Yeah, he kind of did.
He just covered him off instead of making a 2-car wide Alpine wall to get Alonso up to speed.
Yeah.
Especially coming out on the hard tires, he wouldn't have put up much of a fight. You could have, just gone 2x2 and then said, okay, I'm on warm tires on a faster tire while aged, and then just taken off on him. Ricciardo probably still eats him up, but then you got a nice little sandwich rather than looking like a bunch of idiots after Ocon overcooks it into 3, I think. Yeah, he overcooks it into 3.
I think you're right there.
Or 2. 2.
3, I think, because isn't 2 a kink?
Yeah, either way.
Yeah.
Ocon overcooked it, blocked Alonso, Ricciardo got through.
Alonso gets through eventually.
Yeah.
Yeah. They've had their moments. Again, Ocon and Alonso, I feel, is a weird relationship because sometimes I feel like they're pretty close and they cheer for each other, like we saw last year a couple times. But also, when they get into fights on track, I feel like, ooh, that's
elbows out and full blown warfare.
It's just disrespectful also.
Yep.
And then following up in the final guy in the point, Sebastian Vettel.
Good job, Seb.
Gets a point.
He announced his retirement, so therefore he gets a point.
Him and Stroll also had a pretty good battle. That's 2 races in a row. They've fought for the last point.
Yep, and they're coming in back to back. If only they were slightly higher up the grid, it'd be nice.
Yep, very much so. Would really appreciate that.
Yep.
Stroll 11th, Gasly 12th. You also had there was a weird moment in the race where it was like Williams, both cars. Haas, both cars. I think it was like Aston's, both cars. Alphas, both cars. Alpines, both cars. It was just a weird 2x2x2x2 for I think at least half the grid.
Mixed tire strategy.
Yeah.
Magical.
And yeah, so then Gasly, Zhou 13th, Schumacher 14th, Ricciardo 15th. How did Ricciardo get to 15th?
I don't know. He just sort of kept sliding backwards. I think he had aged tires as well.
Did he go hards?
He might have.
Albon 17th, Latifi 18th, Yuki 19th, and Bottas blowing up with 2 laps to go.
Wah, wah.
That was unfortunate. It kind of ended the race on a kind of a downer.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Oh, Ricciardo had a 5-second penalty as well.
Oh, right.
He collided with Stroll.
Right, he took Stroll out.
Yep.
Yeah, that's fair. I can understand that.
That's how he slid all the way back.
Makes sense. And
so,
yeah. Anything else to add about the race?
No, I think we may as well just have a look and see where we're at for the championship, because I think if it wasn't over last week, it's pretty over now.
Drivers is done.
Yeah. It's 80 points.
Who wins the second seat in drivers, though, is the question. Leclerc or Perez? Dark horse, Russell.
Dark horse is Russell. Even Sainz is still there, but he won't do it. Even
he drives a
Hamilton's
red car, so
yeah, Hamilton's not completely out of it the way Leclerc or Ferrari's going right now, but I'd say odds on it's got to be Checo or George.
I'd go George. I think George can do a good second half. I think the Mercedes are going to come on strong after the summer break.
Yep. Yeah, they've looked. I mean, they've been trending up and up slowly. So
Maybe,
so if we
they might
jump over
steal that.
constructors,
I was gonna say they might steal that rear wing design that Aston had this week. Oh,
Rare.
but you know,
yeah,
Aston
rare
doesn't
case of,
innovate.
yeah, rare case of Mercedes getting something from Aston.
That's fair.
But don't look now; they're only 30 points behind Ferrari.
I see that. Oh my god, Mercedes is going to come second in the championship.
Yep.
This is hilarious.
Ferrari.
Ferrari is literally choking this away so hardly. So hard. Alpine McLaren, 99-95. That's a tight battle.
And then Alfa Romeo. Alfa Romeo's just fallen off the last couple races. I mean, they were riding and dying with Bottas, so
AlphaTauri though has also hit a cliff.
Bad time to be an Alpha.
Haas also brought their upgrades this weekend. It seems to be a total dud. They went the white Ferrari option.
Yeah, not a good choice. I mean, they didn't have the bad strategy calls, but
I think it's a similar thing to the Astons when they brought in like their new package, right? It takes you a couple races to understand the car and to get it into a good setup window. So I'm sure maybe after the summer break, the Haas with more understanding of their new package might be back kind of up into that more midfield kind of fight.
it'd be nice to see.
Let's see.
They were so Haas was so good at the start of the season that I think everyone's sort of waiting to have that come back again.
Yeah.
They've been better in qualifying when they don't crash out.
Mm-hmm.
But race-wise, they haven't been there as much.
No, they haven't. But yeah,
So,
maybe some tracks in the second half of the season might benefit them more too.
yeah.
Like Belgian Grand Prix, probably with the Ferrari engine might be better. I could see them doing well with the Italian Grand Prix.
Yep. There's some places.
United States, maybe. Yeah, there's some places that can do well.
Yep.
I'm looking forward to the second half. I think it'll be nuts. I think the second half will have more unpredictability than the first.
That'd be nice.
Yeah. Final thing, I guess, F1 to talk about, because we started with Vettel leaving. It got announced today he already's been replaced.
Yep. By another old guy.
Fernando Alonso is going to Aston Martin next season. Steven, what's your initial thoughts on this move?
Why would you do that to yourself?
Yeah, so,
Lawrence Stroll must have a hell of a sales pitch. That's all I'm gonna say.
honestly,
You got Vettel. Like he did want Fernando, and Fernando said, "No, I'm gonna go Alpine." But I don't know how they're pitching the number 9 team. Either that or Alonso really hates Alpine now.
What did I say about that Ocon relationship there?
Yeah.
That could be deteriorating.
He just really wants out.
Yeah. Alpine probably going to bring in Piastri now, but yeah, for Alonso, it's such a weird move, and he's always been a guy that bails on a team a season too soon. Right? Like, it seems like every time he moves, the team he was at gets better. So maybe that's what Lawrence Stroll's long-term plan is. Get the 2 years of the Alonso, and then when he finally leaves, the team will be good. So next year...
what you're saying is bet on Alpine.
I would say next year, Ocon world champion, confirmed.
There you go.
Yeah. But yeah, it seems odd, eh?
It is a bit of a weird one.
It's not even like a lateral move. It seems like a step down.
Oh, it is a step down. You're going from what, the 4th ranked team
Yeah.
to battling for 4th for battling for 9th. So
Again, the
I don't
second
know.
half of the year
Again,
will be interesting to see where Aston can take themselves and how Alpine finishes. If they finish strong, that's a risky move for Alonso. If Aston seems to be on their way to figuring their shit, okay, maybe he's onto something. Maybe this is finally the gamble that Alonso is making that will pay off for him. Maybe.
he hasn't shown a proficiency at gambling so far. So
That's
what's wrong with doubling down again?
But yeah, so silly season now for F1 has officially kicked off.
Yes. So as of now, we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 seats technically available, because surprisingly they have Stroll in the Aston Martin for once, rather than, who is it going to be? Who's going to take the second seat at
Not
Aston?
confirmed. Yeah, it's basically all but confirmed.
Yeah, so we've got both Alphas have 1 spot, technically. Alpine has a spot. Haas has a spot. Williams has 2 spots. Everything else is filled, technically.
So
the big thing. Well, I was gonna say, does this kick open the door for more shenanigans?
100%
in silly season.
Questions on the
What do
table
you
still. Alex Palou and that McLaren whole lawsuit and everything happening. We haven't even gotten to that yet, but that could be a wrench in it. Ricardo, is he staying at McLaren? Is he being kicked out? That's kind of connected to that. Then you also have Oscar Piastri. Is he going to go to Williams? Is now this move by Alonso opening him up just go right into Alpine? Williams, what are they going to do? Do they want to keep the money train flowing with Latifi, or do they want to bring in Logan Sargent and bet on the young American? Haas. I think Haas will stay the same, to be honest. I don't know where else Schumacher would go. I think Magnussen's multi-year.
He is. He's the driver that's already confirmed for Haas.
So unless Schumacher goes to Alfa Romeo, he's not going anywhere.
Which is possible.
Yeah.
So. Marcus Ericsson had some random ones here.
Okay, go for it.
Here's his guess. Alpine will be Ocon and Gasly, even though Gasly's under contract. AlphaTauri will be Schumacher Tsunoda.
I don't think he is joining Red Bull.
No. McLaren will be Norris Piastri.
Okay.
Alfa Romeo will stay the same with Bottas and Zhou. Haas will be K-Mag and Ricardo. And Williams will be Albon and De Vries.
Okay, so I don't even know now because Marcus Ericsson has been on fire this year for Twitter. If you're not following him, follow him because he actually has some fantastic tweets sometimes. I don't know if he's just trolling here.
I think he's just trolling.
I think he's trying to come up with some of the worst answers and just put them out there.
Yep.
I'm a fan.
I mean, it's silly. It's fun. Who knows? Maybe it turns out that way.
Okay, you missed the best part of Ericsson's tweet. He started that by saying, after Alonso's quote, middle finger to Alpine switch, this is how the rest of the silly season will play out. That's a fantastic tweet, and it's totally true.
Yep.
So.
He's fun.
He is. Oh, hit the mic again. Whoops, my bad. So I happens to put it in front of me. I talk with my hands. I can't help it.
Yes, we get it. You're Italian. Go fuck up some strategy somewhere.
Pista pasta.
Bibbidi bobbidi.
Ferrari shooty footy.
There you go.
There we are. Okay, so moving on from F1 to IndyCar NASCAR, because this week was a very fun event. The doubleheader at Indianapolis.
Always fun.
It
was a really good week to be stuck inside with the vid.
Yeah, because we watched these two together as we were chatting online and both had a stream going.
Yeah.
So yeah, Where to begin on these ones? Where do you want to start?
Holy crap, Rossi won a race.
Yeah, fuck you, by the way.
Why?
Because you had
Are
him.
you upset? Are you upset that I had money on the winner for this?
Yes, because
I didn't-
I had Lundgaard in second, and that was a bigger payout, and that would have been nice.
I would have been okay with that too, because I also had Lundgaard. I had the top 2 for most of the day.
Well,
Actually, no, sorry. I had the top 2 for the rest of the day after Herta got out.
yeah, that's fair.
So
Herta's gonna win next week, though. Herta's due.
do a big bounce back in the luck category.
Yeah, it's gonna swing the other way.
Yep. So, anyways, back to Indianapolis. Always a fun time. The Andretti's looked surprisingly good, and I'm kind of scared and confused.
The Andretti's, meaning the one that won?
Well, Herta looked pretty good for most of the day as well. He had a quick charge up from P7, which is he started P7,
Yeah.
got on the button early, forced his way up to 2. He was up front most of the race.
Yeah, but Grosjean 16th, DeFrancesco 18th. Doesn't look good for that team.
No, DeFrancesco's. He did a good job pissing off. Who was it?
Connor Daly said he should be in the fucking series.
Yeah.
That was great.
That was a fun radio message.
Uh,
Yeah, but how often have we seen Andretti's running at the very front? 1, let alone 2.
yeah.
Right. Rossi's all of a sudden decided he's a good driver again.
Ever since he signed that contract with McLaren, Rossi is like, yeah, this is what you're going to miss. Have fun.
Yep.
But yeah, so Rossi had a very fantastic race, very dominant. Didn't really have an issue. Led 44 laps. You can't get much better than that.
No.
Lundgaard, very good race. Finished second. That kind of result is something that Ray Hall really needed. They've kind of been floundering most of the season.
Yeah, and he got a little bit of luck because he started in the mid pack, right? But he didn't look overly out of place driving at the front, right? It wasn't like he was super
I'm
far
pretty sure
off
he
the
started.
pace.
Didn't he start 4th?
Or was he up in 4th?
He started pretty early, I thought.
No, he started 6th.
Okay, that's
But
close
so
enough.
no. So the fact he was in the fast 6 was
Yeah, he had a good
impressive.
qualifying. He was up there, a good pace all
He
weekend.
he had a good weekend.
That's his first podium, I think, right?
Yes, his first ever podium.
Yeah.
I think that bumped him up to the lead or bumped his lead up for Rookie of the Year. So
Is he still a rookie?
yeah,
I guess
the only
so.
race
I
he
feel
only
like
did
he's-
one race.
I know.
right?
I just feel like he's been around for a while.
Yeah, he only did one race or 2 races last year. I can't remember.
Yeah, I think it was 2. Oh, that's weird. I wouldn't consider him a rookie in my opinion, but yeah, he is. Yeah, he's the leading rookie now. So yeah,
Very good weekend for him.
Will power to the
Will
points
Power.
lead.
Oh god, this is gonna be fun to come down to
Dude,
the wire.
this championship is tight.
It's gonna
So
come
yeah-
down to the double points in that race.
Yeah, I know. Ericsson had a disaster of a weekend, but also a good recovery because engine went in qualifying, didn't set a lap, started last, all the way up to 11th, which really is pretty good. Considering that's his worst finish since Barber.
Jesus.
Yeah.
Yeah, he had a rough weekend.
But that's the kind of recoveries you need when you have bad weekends to get a championship. When you're starting last and you fight your way to 11th, that's the week that gets you a championship.
Yep. Go from 5 points to 19.
Yeah. I will say, though, in terms of IndyCar on the Indy road course, they shouldn't race there twice.
No, I think that'll change if they can get another venue on board.
But okay, so are you either going to have the double header still going forward, or are you going to change it up and not do the road course in May? It's an awkward thing, and I feel like they should kind of ditch it. Yeah.
They could probably find a way to squeeze NASCAR in May, right?
Maybe.
What races were they doing in May for NASCAR? Keep going through. I want to see what races they had.
But yeah, I don't think Indianapolis would bring NASCAR to itself in the month of May, so that's not going to work. Yeah, then you had after Power the rest of the Penske's. You had McLaughlin, Newgarden, pretty decent races. In terms of guys who had rough days, Pagenaud had a rough day. I think he got run out of fuel and basically had to park up, and hurt his car just died going over a curb. It was
it slammed down hard.
It did. Yeah, it was a pretty boring race, to be honest. Yeah. It's a technical race, but it's not an entertaining race. Maybe having difference in the tires. Also, a little pet peeve. I really hate in the broadcast they kept saying prime and option tire. Just say soft and hard.
Yeah,
like really
easy.
Yeah, F1 had that problem back in like the mid 2000s. They had the option, the prime, and everyone was like, "Wait, so which one's better? Which one do I?" Yeah. Just say soft and hard.
Primary is faster.
No, option's faster, which doesn't make sense.
Exactly.
The primary.
Yeah.
So yeah, hard.
Your primary
soft.
option should be the fastest tire.
Yeah, please just hard and soft. Keep it simple.
Yeah.
People get that.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't think this. I don't think they should be racing here twice, or at least they should change it up. Maybe
go the other way or something. I don't know.
That'd be entertaining, actually.
It would be. You wouldn't get the turn one fun, but it'd be fun to watch them gunning it through the straight.
What
into
turn
a slow
one fun anyway?
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah. So
well, actually, it got kind of squirrely on restarts.
There was like 2 restarts.
Yeah,
there was one restart. There was only one.
You don't get a lot of it.
The only restart was for Pagenaud.
Yeah.
Even Herta didn't get a restart. Oh no, it wasn't who didn't someone spin? Restart? I think it was Kellett spun early on. Yeah, that was it.
Yeah, he did. So. Only other thing wasn't Jimmy Johnson running up front for a bit?
Yeah, he was there. He actually had good pace in the day, I thought.
And then he just sort of fell off at the end.
I think strategy kind of bit him in the ass there also. But
yeah, so
pace-wise, I think he was actually doing pretty well.
Yeah. So, okay, so actually going back to tires quickly because I just remembered this. Did you see what they did with their graphic?
I did not. Please explain.
So what they had on the graphic is it's pretty easy with the IndyCar because they just had basically a little arrow right next to the driver's name that was either red or black, depending on what tire they were on.
Oh, that's new.
Yeah, I think and I'd like to see that put on in F1 just to see what we get, because I feel like it would be a lot easier than having this thin little font with a letter.
I mean, the F1 one still works. You can still tell what it says.
It does, but I feel like it would be easier to just have a solid block of color, right?
Yeah, I get it. I'm just surprised NBC is actually innovating somewhat. They haven't done a whole lot since they've gotten the contract, right? Like the biggest
it's not
graphic,
a huge innovation, but
the biggest graphic they have to work on is qualifying. I hate their qualifying graphic.
Yeah,
just because it doesn't show sectors. Show sector times. That way you know to expect who's coming soon, who's not, who started well, who's gaining as it goes. Just show sector times. It's not that difficult. Just do the thing F1 does. So they'll 3 sectors. That's it. It's simple.
F1 will trade you the sector times. IndyCar will give back the solid block color of the tires.
I was going to say give us back good racing, but this weekend wasn't a good example of that.
You're not going to get that. Let's be honest, you're not going to get that.
Entertaining racing though was NASCAR. I wouldn't say it was good, but it was entertaining.
Yes, the bumper car that was a bumper car through turn one every caution restart, and this will be
wide?
the 1 week. Yeah, this will be the 1 week where it's like stages can stay just for that.
It was a fun race, the NASCAR one.
It was.
So first, I guess Xfinity, good job. Allmendinger winning again. No surprise.
Yeah. Likes it there.
Sunday, good try Allmendinger. You almost killed yourself, but you somehow didn't.
Yeah. So do you know what happened there?
His cooling suit that he wore on the Sunday race didn't work. Like it failed or something. Like from the beginning of the race, just never worked. So he was just overheating the entire time. He was out of water. And like he's an older guy. Like he's what, 40 something? Yeah, he's 40. So that kind of effort in that heat, like it showed his in-car during the Sunday race, and he just looked like he was like about to pass out. Like,
yeah,
you know,
what did you point out?
The long blinks.
Yeah.
Yeah, his eyes just be like, and like that's how long a blink is.
Yeah. And he saw him slam his water bottle at one point because he's like, fuck, I'm out. And now we're going, and what happens? We're going to overtime. Fuck.
Yeah, he did collapse when he got out of the car, and like he was in rough shape, but he did it.
He got checked out. He's okay.
Yeah.
That's the important part.
Yeah, that was
I wonder if you could do something, especially with these overtimes, where you can sneak in a water bottle somewhere. If the guy really needs it.
You'd have to pit. And if you're pitting, you're giving up track space, so no one's doing that.
Yeah. Run smaller water bottles throughout the race and get it on the scheduled stops.
Yeah, maybe. Anyway,
I mean, like for your caution restarts or for your stage restarts, screw it, why not? Everybody's coming in, you're gonna get shuffled out. It's gonna be a shit show the rest of the way anyways. So
yeah, NASCAR race was fun. Tyler Reddick won. He had a very good battle for most of it against who was it against? It was against Chase Elliott.
Blaney.
And Blaney and Cindric.
Yeah.
All those guys were kind of running up. Blaney got punted in one of the restarts and looped around.
He didn't really have much of a chance at the end though. We both caught this. He took only gas.
Are we talking Blaney?
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, that was a terrible call.
On his last stop, he took only gas, and I was like, "You really were gonna try and run through the road course with this? Okay, have fun."
Especially when you know restarts are going to be a thing. Yeah.
Yeah.
That was a weird strategy call. And I get, like, in terms of points and stuff, you can gamble on it because you know you're still in the playoffs as of now. But yeah, it was an awkward one.
Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, Reddick looked strong all day. He won. Steven, go fuck yourself again.
I had him again.
Yeah, like, okay, and I had Cindric who came second. So this was one of those weeks where you won. You were the bride. I was the bridesmaid, basically.
Yeah. I also had Burton who came third. I thought about even putting like some of the longer shots on a
like a Todd
place. Yeah, who came fourth? That would have been nice.
Yeah, Reddick won. Good for him. Kind of now, I don't want to say cementing himself, but just putting himself more into the championship fight.
Well, and he's sort of becoming the road course guy.
Yeah,
that's it.
He's won 2 in a row.
Yeah, so don't guarantee him every time, but he's proven that he can get his way to the front.
Yeah,
or put himself right at the front to start. So,
yeah, he's doing well. I can see Reddick being a guy to actually make a playoff run. Now that he's got his 2 wins, he's in there. Yeah, so good for him. Yeah, exactly. Cindric had a good run. It's kind of been a while since he's really shown up for anything, and being at the owner's building,
good time to show up.
Yeah, and he put in a good result. He looked strong pretty much all race.
Yep. Yeah, he was down for a little bit, but he fought his way back up after the overtime starts.
Yeah, he was just smart where he put his car, and he was fast.
Yep.
And Harrison Burton, good job.
Yeah. And then the one guy that was there at the end that could have probably taken it away was Ross Chastain, who treated turn 1 like an option. You don't if the sign only has no outline, that means it's optional, right? It's like the stop signs that have the white border. If it's a white border, it's optional. You can just blow through
exactly.
it.
Yeah.
Right?
Optional.
So that was funny to watch. He made zero attempt to try.
Oh, he just went right through, and then was just like, oh look, I'm in the lead, haha.
I like how I did like if you watch the replay, he's taking the escape road through turns 1 and 2, and he sees, oh, I'm really far ahead. I might get penalized. I'm gonna stop, roll forward, stop, roll forward, stop. Oh, okay, here comes Reddick. Okay, now we go.
Yeah.
Oh, look, I'm not that far ahead. I didn't gain that much of an advantage other than the fact that I,
What you should have done is just blown through the whole thing, avoided it all, and then come into the, like, while you're way ahead, come into the pits in the last lap.
Yeah. The old Michael Schumacher.
Yep. I was coming in to serve a penalty.
Yep. Oh, I crossed the line. Oh shit! Didn't realize that.
Yeah, sorry.
Didn't know where my pit box was.
But yeah, he should have just taken and gone. What are you going to do? Take the win away? I mean, as we have seen, yes, they will.
Yep. Denny Hamlin brought the trophy.
Oh, did he?
He did.
Oh, that's awkward.
Yep.
Here you go, Chase.
How fun.
Yeah.
You'll see there's a small, thin piece of tape on the bottom.
Oh, I get that reference because the tape is in the car.
There
Yeah,
you go.
okay, that's funny.
There you go.
That's a good one. It's clever. But yeah, it was a good weekend. I do like the doubleheader event with NASCAR and IndyCar. I would prefer it, I think, at a short oval. I think that would be an ideal place. Hey, look, Iowa.
There you go.
But for getting a crowd to Indy, sure, go for it. And I feel like, for IndyCar and for Indianapolis, it's free money.
Yeah.
Right? Because the NASCAR TV deal covers your weekend there. Everything there is just gravy. Because, like, if Indianapolis makes money, IndyCar makes money. It's basically how it is, right? So, as long as that's all working, IndyCar doesn't care.
Yeah, and it's cool to see the two series merge and have, like, the guys go into just randomly walk into watch from the box.
Yeah, that was cool. Yeah,
like you had Blaney on one of them. Bubba was on one for a little bit. It's cool to watch.
And even like having Junior on the IndyCar broadcast, and you had Hinch on the NASCAR one. Those guys did such a good job, and they're such well-spoken. I would just say like members of the racing community. Like they talk, you listen, right?
Yep, and they know what they're talking about.
Yeah, that too.
For both.
So yeah, it's a fun event.
Hinch said he wants to get into a NASCAR, and I'm very much here for it.
Put him in the 27 or 26.
Yep.
What is it?
Whatever
the heck Daniel Kvyat was. He was terrible. He was 26.
26.
He finished 36.
He had a suspension issue.
I think he hit something.
Yeah. I mean, it's better than who was it that kept spinning? Keselowski kept spinning like every 20 laps. So
yeah, don't bet on him for Watkins Glen. Just gonna put that out there.
No. He's just gonna do laps or circles.
Yeah, exactly.
Only difference between him and Max wins. Where he does his spin.
Oh, one thing that was cool also with the crossover event, having all the winners take the photo of everyone at the event who has won at Indianapolis.
44 wins between 22 drivers.
Yeah, that was a cool
you look
photo.
At Helio, you look at Helio, and it's like, he's got 4. How are half of you up here?
Yeah, exactly.
There's a couple multi-time winners.
And well, IndyCar didn't add to that one this year. The only one that got added to that list was Tyler Reddick. Because AJ's won there. He won the Xfinity before.
Was it whoever won the Indy 500?
No, it was everyone who had won NASCAR, who had won at Indianapolis in either NASCAR or at, or in IndyCar. It wasn't just the 500.
Yeah, so they did add a new one this year.
I mean, in that photo this weekend, no one got added.
Yes.
Because Rossi had already won there.
Yes. Yeah.
Gotcha.
Sorry, I thought you meant before the photo. I was like, what?
Yeah,
but
fair enough.
I get what you're saying. So, keep the crossover. Figure out a way to put it somewhere not Indianapolis for the sake of IndyCar.
Yeah, I think that's fair. But yeah.
Iowa, Texas, something. Actually, don't do Texas. Texas is boring as fuck.
Yeah, please don't. No more PJ1.
Circuit of the Americas.
Ooh, that'd be a fun one.
Get F1. Get F1 there earlier in the year. Have all three.
Yes, you want to have F1 in Austin in the middle of the summer.
Do it. No, do it in like no, you can't do it in the fall.
Yeah, the fall is already when F1's there.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Do it. Do a. I don't know, for NASCAR and IndyCar. Do a. I don't know. A race for fun or something. I don't know. It'd be funny to watch. Yeah, we're gonna squeeze all three series onto the track.
I think that would be fun. I've always said, like, make things weird, make things crazy.
Yeah.
Do an Xfinity, do an Indy, do like a event like that. Screw it.
Yeah. Give F1, but for F1 it counts for the championship somehow, and max it and do reverse grid. Okay.
Here's what you gotta do for your IndyCar and NASCAR doubleheader, and Xfinity as well. You're throwing them in there. You have a NASCAR, an Xfinity car, and an IndyCar. 3 of them make up a team. So you're linking all of them. You have 10 IndyCars, 10 NASCARs, 10 Xfinity, 30 cars. And you have to also put a driver into a different category than they're used to. So an IndyCar guy has to go into a NASCAR or an Xfinity. An Xfinity guy has to go into either a Cup car or into an IndyCar. Make it weird. Have everyone in something different and pure chaos.
It would be.
Like a 20 lap race.
You're gonna have the NASCAR guys coming in after like lap 20. How come they're still going at full pace? What the fuck is this?
Yeah, you're gonna have also the first NASCAR guy who's in an IndyCar going, okay, 800-meter braking. Wait, I can brake further? What do you mean?
Yeah.
If they were like the 800, yeah, that was 800-meter, 800-foot marker. That is nuts.
Yeah, it's the stock cars, baby.
Yeah. All power, no brake.
Yeah.
Anything else this week?
I think we're good.
Anything we're missing?
No, we got so F1's on summer break, but we will have Nashville and Michigan next week, so that'll be fun.
That should be fun. And silly season will continue as always.
Yep. Oh, please just let there be an explode. No, 2 weeks, because then I think IndyCar's on their 2-week break.
Yeah, let's hope for that.
Yeah.
Anyway, thank you very much for listening to this episode. I am Sean. That is Steven.
I'm Steven.
And we will be back next week to talk all things motorsports and whatever else happens in the world. Thank you, and goodbye.
Thanks for listening to Spare Parts. Remember to follow the show on Twitter at sparepartspod and the hosts at Stephen Clary, at Sean Cavarella, and at Tate Moore.